Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera. It's great to be back.
And a special welcome to all the C9 followers listening in. If you're an Australian business owner, maybe a C-level exec, and you're wrestling with digital transformation right now, this deep dive is for you.
Absolutely. We're looking at what feels like a perfect storm, really. You have this explosive tech growth hitting at the exact same time as these massive operational pressures and, talent shortages.
Okay, let's put some numbers on that storm, give it some context.
Yeah.
5G coverage in our major metros, that's already hitting 95%.
Right.
Globally, we're talking about maybe 65 billion IoT devices. And the edge computing sector itself is just surging at a 26% compound annual growth rate.
And this isn't some far-off Silicon Valley trend. This is happening right here, right now, and is creating real competitive advantages or disadvantages.
So our mission today is pretty clear. How do you, as an Australian firm, modernize your software to capture this opportunity without falling into usual traps?
Or worse, sinking your budget into a system that just fails the moment you turn it on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This isn't just about improvement anymore, is it? It's about survival.
It really is.
So if you get value from this, please click that follow button and share this deep dive with another executive who needs to hear it.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's start at that crisis point. The moment this tech boom smashes into our rigid legacy software systems.
It creates pure operational pressure, and the core failure, the thing that breaks first, is latency.
The delay.
The delay. Edge computing demands decisions in milliseconds. Think an autonomous vehicle on a mine site or instant inventory routing. Legacy systems, they introduce delays that aren't just frustrating anymore, they're financially crippling. We're seeing Australian firms losing millions in downtime because of this.
Okay, so that really defines the why for edge computing. Could you break down that paradigm shift for us?
Sure. Traditionally, everything went back to a central cloud server for processing.
Right, the old model.
Edge computing completely flips that. The processing happens at or near the source, on the factory floor, in the retail store, right there on the mining site.
And that's what enables things like AR diagnostics or predictive maintenance.
Exactly, that instant responsiveness. For an executive listening, though, this isn't just a tech fix. The business case is immediate.
Good on.
You can reduce latency by up to 90%, and you slash your bandwidth costs because you're not sending these huge raw data streams back to the cloud all the time.
Which, for a business in a remote part of Australia,
It's a necessity. Think Pilbara mining, regional agriculture. Edge isn't an advantage out there. It's becoming a fundamental requirement to even operate efficiently.
so the need is there, the tech is there, but our traditional way of building software, it just seems broken for this.
It is entirely the wrong model. A traditional enterprise project takes, 6 to 12 months? And that's if you're lucky.
That's the optimistic timeline.
Right. And with an edge project, scope changes are guaranteed. You'll add a new sensor, a new protocol, and with the old model, we've seen costs balloon up to 23 times the initial estimate. That's just an unacceptable risk today.
So if you stick with that old model, the gap between you and your competitors just widens.
It widens exponentially. We're seeing quantifiable losses.
What kind of numbers are we talking about?
The data we've seen shows operational efficiency losses of up to 40% in remote operations, all due to latency.
And that's not just a slow-loading screen. That's a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment sitting idle.
Precisely. Or it's a retail store where the inventory system is 15 minutes behind reality and you're losing sales because of it. It's real money walking out the door.
And that's before you even get to what you call integration hell.
Oh, yeah. Legacy systems, they were not built for this. They weren't designed to talk to hundreds of modern IoT sensors. So companies spend months, hundreds of thousands of dollars, just building these fragile little bridges to try and force them to communicate. It's a massive resource drain.
And the risks aren't just operational, are they? We're seeing regulators getting involved.
Absolutely. The risks are hitting compliance and security head-on. APRA, the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, has seriously strengthened its requirements for data security and resilience.
Which is hard to achieve with old, clunky systems.
It's incredibly difficult and expensive. And on the security side, ransomware attacks are now specifically targeting those weak integration points. You're just expanding your attack surface every day you wait.
Okay, so even if a company decides, right, we're going to invest, we'll do it the old way, they immediately run into another wall.
The talent shortage. It's a critical choke point. Australia is short over 50,000 developers.
Wow.
And that's for general roles. If you need someone with specialized edge computing experience, That talent pool just shrinks to almost nothing.
And salary go through the roof.
Exactly. Senior developers in Sydney or Melbourne are commanding $150K, $200K plus. For a mid-sized business, building an internal team for this is often just financially impossible.
So in that desperate search for a faster, cheaper way, this new and pretty dangerous threat has popped up. I've heard it called vibes coding.
It's a great name for it. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen. It's basically using AI tools like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot to just churn out code really fast.
With no planning.
No architectural planning, no real testing, no documentation, nothing.
But looks like a silver bullet, right?
Yeah.
It seems fast and cheap.
That's the trap. The AI generates what we call demo quality code. It works for a presentation.
But not in the real world.
The moment you put it under real production load or has to meet security requirements, the whole thing just collapses.
Okay, let's break down the hidden costs here. What are the critical failures of this approach?
The first one is just scalability. The AI writes code that works for, say, 10 users, but it misses the big picture caching database optimization. So when you try to scale to 100 users, the system just grinds to a halt.
So it fails at the very thing it was built for.
Instantly. The second one is security. This is terrifying.
Go on.
AI-generated code, without a professional human reviewing it, is riddled with flaws. SQL injection vulnerabilities, broken authentication. If you handle sensitive data, a breach is almost inevitable. The regulatory fines alone could put you out of business.
And then there's the long-term cost. The maintenance nightmare.
Yep, that's number 3. You end up with spaghetti code. It's tangled, inconsistent, and completely undocumented. Trying to change or fix anything costs 5 to 10 times more than building it right the first time. It's a black box.
And the fourth failure?
Knowledge transfer failure. There's no documentation. So your business is completely dependent on the one person who vibes coded it if they leave.
You have to rebuild it from scratch.
Often, yes. The whole thing.
That's where the ROI calculation becomes a real gut punch. What looked like a $20,000 bargain.
Becomes a $100,000 disaster. You spend the initial $20K, then maybe $50K on rework and bug fixes, another $20K on security audits, and it's still not right. The technical debt is enormous.
I heard about a CEO who tried to run a key report during a board meeting, and the whole system just timed out. That's the kind of reputational hit we're talking about.
Exactly.
So we need speed, but we can't afford the gamble of vibes coding. The solution has to be professional low code.
This is the real revolution, but it has to be done with discipline. Low code isn't a fad, it's a mature approach using visual tools to build the core components, UI, workflows, data models, very, very quickly.
So how is that different from the AI hacks? They both promise speed.
The difference is the framework. Professional low code starts with architectural planning. First, you design for security and scale. Then you build, and it uses what we call a hybrid development model.
Explain that hybrid model.
So you use the visual low-code platform for maybe 80% of the standard stuff, which gives you incredible speed. But for the really complex custom logic, a specific predictive maintenance algorithm, for example, you integrate traditional code.
So you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Speed without limits. And, crucially, proper low-code platforms have automated testing and quality assurance built in from the start. It's not an afterthought.
Okay. Now, as Australia's leading custom software developer, C9 has really optimized this for the Australian edge environment. What sets that approach apart?
First, it's edge-native expertise. We understand the specific IoT protocols and, the connectivity challenges you face in remote Australia. It's a different world.
It is.
Second is our hybrid delivery model. We combine our Brisbane-based architects and project leads with specialized offshore resources. That delivers genuinely 50 to 70% cost savings compared to the big domestic consultancies.
That makes this kind of project achievable for a mid-sized company.
It does. Third is multi-resource scalability. We don't just give you a developer, we give you an integrated team architects, PMs, QA, so you can scale smoothly. And fourth, and this is key, is end-to-end ownership. We own the solution from discovery to deployment, no finger pointing.
Let's talk results. What does that speed actually look like?
Okay, a Melbourne retail chain needed an edge-enabled inventory system. We deployed the full solution in just 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
At 65% below traditional quotes. Or a WA mining operation, a predictive maintenance app deployed in 8 weeks, which led to a 30% reduction in their unplanned downtime.
8 weeks to save potentially millions. That's incredible ROI.
It is. And in Queensland, a healthcare provider got a new APRA-compliant patient monitoring system launched in only 10 weeks. That speed and quality just doesn't exist in the old development world.
But that success only happens if you get the foundation right. Which brings us to the biggest mistake we see executives make: skipping the discovery phase.
It's like trying to build a skyscraper without blueprints. The data is so clear on this. Projects that skip proper discovery have, on average, 30% scope creep, 40 to 60% budget overruns, and timeline delays of 50% or more.
So what does a professional, non-negotiable discovery process look like?
At C9, it's a 1 to 2 week intensive process. Week 1 is all about assessment. We do deep dive interviews, analyze your current systems, and map out the precise EDS requirements, latency tolerance, offline needs, all of it.
And week 2 is the plan.
Week 2 is the plan. We finalize the solution design, we build a working prototype, and most importantly, we deliver a detailed project breakdown with a cost estimate to the nearest hour.
Okay, the big question from the exec listening. What does that cost, and what's the return?
The investment is small. It's typically 20 to 40 hours of work, so maybe $2,000 to $5,000, but the return is massive. It eliminates most of that scope creep, prevents the budget overruns, and accelerates delivery by up to 30%. The ROI is easily 10 to 1 or even higher.
It's the antidote to the vague quote. If you don't get a breakdown by the hour, that quote is basically worthless.
It's a trap. Remember that manufacturing firm? They took a $20K quote. It worked for 3 machines, then failed completely at 30 because the architecture was missing. The fix cost another $40.
So they paid $60 for a broken system.
When proper discovery would have priced the correct working solution at around $45K from the start, planning delivers value.
So let's bring this all together.
The edge computing boom is here. And professional low-code, done with architectural discipline, is really the only way for Australian businesses to capitalize on it with speed, quality, and serious cost savings of up to 70%.
You're getting applications deployed in weeks, not years, and you're buying a scalable solution, not technical debt.
And the market is not going to wait. Every month you delay is ground. You're losing to a more agile competitor who is already out there deploying these systems.
So if you're ready to make that move, to capture the value of edge computing, the first step is simple.
And it's free. Book a free discovery call with us. It's a no-pressure consultation where we can give you a high-level assessment of your needs and show you what's possible.
Remember, C9 is Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database developer company. Just visit our website, www.c9.com.au, to schedule that call. And please don't forget to click that follow button and share this deep dive.
Thanks for tuning in to this essential conversation.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.